So there we have it, new project for the channel. Obviously it's a burnout car. Want to do something different, still off-road in my opinion. Me and Sophia went to a burnout event and it looked like a lot of fun. Obviously this is no pro car, it's just a bit of a budget build, something to have a bit of fun with. I'll probably end up wasting a lot of money on it. We'll wait and see how it ever turns out. I brought it for $600 and the car was absolutely disgusting. I brought it at night, which was a mistake. Never buy a car at night. It had panel damage, it was full of rubbish, there were knives instead of a jack, full of dirt, windows didn't work, there was cigarette butts and rubbish everywhere. It was so bad. So basically I ended up stripping everything out and all the damaged panels and started again. So there it is. I have to now put it all back together. I have stolen a heap of parts off an SY2 that was in better condition. So it's going to have an SY2 front end, and I removed the AC. I've cleaned inside. All the dirt, bottle caps and old socks and all the other crap that was in here is finally gone. Managed to find $21. Got to sterilise that before I touch it again, but hopefully that'll buy me a 6-pack to ease the pain of having to clean up this. It was so bad. Removed all the airbags, so all the airbag systems out, all the interiors out. I am going to put center console back in, door cards. I'm going to leave the rest pretty much stripped out. I've got some parts that have turned up, so I got a steering wheel, some lowered springs, racing harnesses, still waiting on the seats. Hopefully the seats will mount to these with some ease. I got line locker, some suspension parts, and just a few other bits and pieces. I've got a welded diff in the shed already. That's ready to go, a 410. What else have we got? Now the transfer case, I'm just talking to a guy now. Apparently to lock it, you're better off to TIG weld it. I can't TIG weld. I can MIG weld, very basically. So yeah, hopefully they can weld that up for me, and then as soon as they've done that, I'll rip all the all drive front end out. That's as far as I got tonight. Panels are back on, the steering wheel on. Transfer case is back and welded. So now with that welded up, I can pull the front drive shafts and diffs and crap out, and it's made at a rear wheel drive. So cheap, easy way to make a six-speed rear wheel drive. So the seat's in. I had to make my own mount in the end because the SAAS rails that you buy don't even mount to the seat, which is stupid. They're a waste of fucking money. Seat still adjusts like normal. I mounted the harness using the original seat sort of mounts, and in the rear I just used where the rear seat used to mount. So the harness is in there solid. It's only just long enough. You think they'd make them a little bit longer, especially for a big bloke like me, but anyway, just fits. You wouldn't want to be any bigger. Today the old diff and all that crap comes out, and all the new stuff. I'm going to put all the new stuff in. I've got to glue up the transfer stool, the welded one, so I can see how far I can get done with this today. Weather's been crap. I managed to run over dog crap on the way in, so just clean that off. Thank you very much, dog. So the cradle's about ready to come out. So it's a lot easier than people seem to think. Everyone always asks me to do a tutorial on how to remove the rear cradle, but it's just the time to film it. Can't really be bothered. But it's simple. It's 2 nuts on your blade arms. There's a bolt there, nut there, nut there. You got this little brace that sits under there. Undo that. Shocks off. Brake calipers up and off out of the way. You got another bolt here, and same again. Only got 1 nut holding it in at the moment, but there's 2 nuts, the bolt, the blade arm bolts, that cross bracket, and then for your tail shaft, it's the 10mm bolts. Always mark your tail shaft. Mark the bolts. I mark everything. Mark alignment, mark so it all goes back the same way. This one I'm putting a different drive shaft in, so I don't have to worry about it. Handbrake cable. They're held on by these little things, and there's these little white clips. They're a bit of a pest to get off, but they clip onto there and they hold it into brackets up there. But yeah, it's basically that easy. This is just ready here to undo that 1 nut and drop it out. So the new cradle's in. We got, what do we got? The adjustable arms. We got the SL springs. You got cheap, what do you want to call them? Super Pro knockoff bump stops. You got the Nolithane spring pads that I use in my lift kits as well. They work out way better. They're cheaper than the rubber ones. They last. 4 of these are still cheaper than 2 of the Super Pro ones. Super Pro are just kidding themselves with what they want for their standard spring seats. Now I use Nolithane bushes. Doesn't matter what you use in sway bar, they will stuff out. The Cradle's Nolithane. Everyone's going to be going, oh, why are you using so much Nolithane? Well, cheap, free, come off parts car. Same with the Pettis shocks. I had brakes off another parts car. They're like brand new. The pads, I think they're those ones you buy from like online super parts store or something like that, just those cheap ones, but they'll do for a burner car. Oh, the blade arms are Nolithane, more Nolithane. But these are the good ones. I use these in my SX as well. So, run into a problem. That's how that Territory sits, with the super low springs in it. So, even when I try and lower a Territory, I still seem to be able to make a high. Yeah, if you see me other videos, you know I normally lift Territories, but what I've done is I've got a set of standard BA springs here, so we're going to throw them in and see if that lowers it. So I ended up sticking in the standard BA Falcon springs, and they still sat the same as the SL Territory springs. So from there I decided, well, we'll try some lowered like Falcon springs. So I ended up with SSL that another guy dropped me off. Very lucky, I got them for cheap. But yeah, they end up lowering the car perfectly, so that's what I'm running spring wise in the rear. I don't know if I feel on the other side, so I'm going to quickly show you. On this side I've done SY2 rear wheel drive knuckles, I've done rear wheel drive Pettis shocks, the king springs, Nolithane upper arms, new tie rod ends, new radius arms. I used the original lower control arms off the one out there. Rear wheel drive centre, of course, doing SY2. The diff's still in there, and I've got to put the sway bar from a rear wheel drive in yet, because the rear wheel drive sway bar is different to the all-wheel drive sway bar. The all-wheel drive sway bar runs and hits the shock, where all-wheel drive there would be a fork for it to run through. Got some brakes from one of the other cars I've done. They're in really good condition, so no point to waste them. Put them on here. But yeah, that's the front suspension. Territory SL springs, lowered king springs. Done some bonnet pins that I had laying around in the shed. And done the pod filter. Just an elbow, comes up, straight off the motor. That'll do. Straight through the hole. So a bit of progress. The exhaust is cut off. Extractors didn't turn up, or the underdrive kit or anything like that, because Australia Post sucks and lost it. Daniel's up, and that's always a good influence. So we're gonna do, it's only gonna be on the wooden deck, so it's not gonna be the flashiest burnout of all time, but why not? Let's have a go. Test it out. I got the wheels on the front, just the dynamic rims. Done the bonnet pins the other day, the filter obviously. Yeah, it's lowered. It looks a lot lower on this side compared to the other side, but anyway, I'm giving up with the fucking rear springs. So yeah, we'll let it warm up and then let it rip. I haven't got the line locker in yet. Still haven't done the line locker. I put the fluid in the diff, put fluid in the transfer, even though it's all welded up and there's not really much left to lubricate. What else? Yeah, that's it. So we'll see how it, I haven't got manual select. So I've got sports mode working, but I can't get the bloody, yeah, the manual select. It's still not, I don't know. DJ's sending me another one, so I'll bolt that in and yeah, hopefully that fixes that issue. So no manual select. What else was it? Yeah, I don't know if I've done the carbon fibre on the inside. Still waiting for another passenger seat. We've got trans cooler and a few other engine stuff to come yet. But as I said, Australia Post lost it, then found it. It's been nearly a month. So when they send me all the rest of the parts, I'll start looking at getting engine work done. So at the moment it's just stock standard barrow with the pod filter out the bonnet and the exhaust cut off behind the cat. I feel like a complete another idiot right now, because if you watch those videos, we couldn't get the car to rev. We even tried chocking the front wheels and it would die on its ass. We couldn't get it to go. And then I realised I didn't turn traction control off. It's an all-wheel drive, it's got all its traction control and I never turned it off. So off camera then, we quickly turned it off and put the car into sports mode, and no chocks behind wheels, nothing like, none of the crap, no water. Gave it crap and it changed right up to third gear, still spinning the wheels. It would have gone for fourth if it wanted to. So it does skid, despite, and a hell of a lot better than what I'd done previously. But the problem I do have is it's going to keep revving, keep spinning the wheels, and it's going to keep changing up the gears until we get all the way to 6th gear. But I don't think we're going to be lucky enough to get it to go all the way to 6th gear. Now the problem we have is, as all this pulled apart, you can go to manual mode and change it up and down gears, but that's not working. So that's drive, that's sports, and then you got manual. Now that's controlled by this and this little thing here, but something's broken there. Now I tried cleaning it and all that, but I can't get it to go into friggin' manual shift. So if I get it to go into manual shift, I can lock it into gear and this thing will do, it'll just hold limiter and it'll just keep friggin' skidding. But this is where Daniel's common sense come into play. I got the SY out the front, but it's all Ford day tomorrow, so I'm not going to rip the controller out, because don't need to be doing that right before all Ford day. But anyway, DJ is sending me up another one, so that'll be here next week. We'll put it in, be able to lock it into manual mode, turn traction control off, and it'll do a good skid then. So stay tuned for that. Daniel's making me some switches and wiring looms for push start, and yeah, we'll even do that. So mine will end up in a flowery mess, so I don't touch that stuff. I stick to things like this: steering arms, done steering arms, brake pads today because they were low. I'm going to take this one out tomorrow, so glasshouse trip. So yeah, I've done that. Go do a wheel alignment next. Burnout car had Ricky here today. He plugged his laptop in and disabled my DSC, like, so no traction control. Can't make that mistake again. Push button and all that in here. Still got no manual shift because this one's stuffed, so waiting on DJ. He's posted one up to me. DJ's Auto Parts always comes through in the end with whatever crap I need when I haven't got them myself. So yeah, do that, and we're going to run a kill switch and all that on this one. So the package turned up from DJ today. So we've now got first, we've got a couple of extra little cups as well. Got an SZ one which we've got to try yet, but we're still having issues with the traction control. Even though it's meant to be turned off, it still feels like it's... Try back and drive and try. So first, so we've got first this time. But still got I reckon the traction control is still on. It's just you can't see the light.
That's definitely weird.
But then it did work when he had the computer plugged in. Hold it down for 7, like just hold it down for ages, like you would normally.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just try. Yeah, that'll do, it works.
It's just now the light doesn't come on.
Yeah. Alright, so you still got to push traction control. So traction control is still on, but if you hold it down, there's just no light. Oh shit. What'd you do, Daniel?
It worked.
Oh, street knows it works. I don't remember to turn mode. Yeah, go to mode 3.
Just put a sticker on the steering wheel, mode 3.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, sticker on the steering saying
Yeah.
mode 3, dumbass. So that's about where I'm at the moment. I've still got a few things to tidy up. Got the exhaust parts there, so I've got to weld up the exhaust. I'm going to exit that out the side. The extractors, underdrive kit, I want to get it tuned to get every bit of power I can get out of it, being NA. And in the next video I'll also go over all the safety and rules. There's actually a lot of rules when it comes to, yeah, your burnout car, which caught me by surprise. Although you could take any old junker, but apparently not. But yeah, I'll do that all in the next video.